This game is brought to you by Pepsi. More happy. By I Love New York. What a great vacation. ILoveNY.com. By Pontiac, the official performance machines of the MAAC. And by Anaconda Sports and The Rock, the official basketball of the MAAC. St. Peter's coming into this game 12 up, 17 down. Gales of Iona 18-11 as we bring you MAAC basketball championship action quarterfinals from here in Bridgeport. Let's take a look at today's keys to the game, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
St. Peter's, Dean, really has to be worried about its post defense. With Bieber inside, they have their work cut out for them. They have to rebound, and they want to be sure they disrupt the guards of Iona. Iona has to get the ball inside to Martina. They have to limit their turnovers, and they have to make transition against a very good and quick St. Peter's team.
And today's coaching matchup brought to you by Anaconda Sports and The Rock. Stephanie DeWolf, a graduate of St. Peter's and a very good guard. One time during her career, 36-49, her overall record, coaching in her 86th game today. And meanwhile, for Iona, it's Anthony Bozella, fifth year, record 49-93, but he's led them to 2 consecutive winning seasons. We've had some massive rains in the northeast, and the arena here at Harbor Yard has somewhat sprung a leak. They've had attendants out there during the pregame trying to wipe up the moisture, and I believe we are ready to go now. As today's referee is Tom Danaher. The umpires are Gary Schimmel and Bob McEntee. St. Peter's in blue, and Iona in the gold. That's Del Falco with the basketball. She wears 13. Pettijohn 52. Horvath, the point guard, wears 10. Weber is the MAAC player of the year, 24. And Hedden is there, the forward, number 30. That's Pettijohn with the duck up. And missed the shot.
Well, you know the entire game that Iona's game plan is going to be to go inside, get it inside against the smaller but quicker St. Peter's. And St. Peter's just wants to run, rebound, and get some easy transition baskets.
Siciliano, her first trip to the basket, came up short. Rebound to Pettijohn. Pettijohn in the top 10 all-time in rebounding. 7th to be exact. 645 just started today. A double dribble called there on Weber. Both teams tight here at the outset of this one.
Iona may be just a little bit tighter because they didn't have the opportunity to play some of their mistakes out yesterday. St. Peter's had a good game with Ryder. They controlled the entire game, and, they've worked out some of those first game jitters.
Just saw Stephanie DeWolf. She was a 6-year assistant under Mike Grinelli and then took over for Grinelli when he retired September of 04. Siciliano had a very strong second half of the year. Her second shot off the mark. Picked up there by Hedden. Del Falco is a very good outside shooter, knocking down 35% of her threes. This time they go inside the Weber. So an early Gale lead. Weber on the year, averaging a team-leading 15.5 points a game. And we'll get into her story as the morning develops. That's Recchi for the runner.
Recchi's had a couple of nice ball games, and she has her work cut out for her, of course, because they've opted to play player-to-player, and Weber inside, and Recchi's giving away probably 20 pounds and 3 inches.
The double on Weber. She'll skip it. Picked up there by Hedden. Del Falco again to the post. To Weber on the drop step. Knocked out of bounds, and the Behans will get it.
If this is any indication early on in the first couple of minutes, the officials are going to let them play a little bit. They're not going to call some touch fouls, which is really to the advantage of both these teams.
St. Peter's goes in the backcourt with John Alberts. Led the MAAC in assists this year. Averaged just under 6 a game. In fact, 14th best in the nation. Natasha Morris, one of the fabulous freshmen this year in the MAAC. That was named the MAAC All-Rookie Team earlier this week. Here's Burtz with the shot clock down to 5, and she hits a 3.
And if Burtz and Kennedy get hot from the outside, that spells trouble for Iona, because these two guards, when they light it up for St. Peter's, they're tough to defend.
She's making 29% of her threes. We saw this guard tandem against Manhattan earlier this year. Boy, they can make the threes when they get on fire. That's Del Falco missing long range.
I've often said that I thought St. Peter's was the one team you didn't want to draw in the first round of tournament play, because they are inconsistent. When they're good, they are very good.
Weaver with the shot rejection out of bounds off the shot attempt there by Natasha Morris from Mount Morris, Michigan. Inbound here for the Gales. 5-2. St. Peter's with the early lead. That one off the mark by Kennedy. Kennedy will regroup her team. Finds Morris, who ducks in against Weaver, who obviously steered that shot away. Del Falco looking for the skip now for Hedden. Iona on the year, averaging just under 61 a game. That's 7th in the MAAC. Down in the box again to Weaver, and the quick-handed Morris knocks it away.
Well, Weaver, when we had them early on against Marist, if she puts the ball down against the double team, gets herself in trouble. And with the quickness of St. Peter's, she really has to keep the ball off the floor. She gets it, she can't shoot, she's got to give it away with a pass.
Down again to Weaver and one. Well, Tony Bosella came over to us before the game, and he basically had a succinct statement, and it was, get the ball down low.
Well, I think that they know that if they're going to put St. Peter's away, and this is a tough team to do that against, then Martini's got to touch the ball every time down court.
Morris picks up the foul. First one called to the ball game. And a conventional three-point play has tied it at 5-5. Out goes Morris. And once again, it will be Birch to bring it up. She averages 35 minutes a game. Tania Kennedy joins her in the backcourt. Horvath with the near steal. Horvath, a 4-year player for the Gales. The all-time assist leader with 503. There's Birch. That one came up short.
Nice little pass by Birch. Just didn't finish.
Hedegay Dowse missing that one. Here's Weaver, matched up by Dowse. Pettijohn, double figures her last 2 games.
And the call's going to go against Weaver. She really went over the back of Morris, and Morris is pointing up to the ceiling. I think she got hit by a raindrop, so she's pointing there, and it is coming down now in that corner.
And the peahen mascot had to go retrieve a towel to try and wipe up the moisture.
Well, there's lots that those peahens are asked to do.
5-5 our score, 4 minutes inside this one. First of 4 today in our quarterfinals from here in Bridgeport. Birch, a junior out of Hartford, Connecticut. That's Kennedy. Jumper misses there by Siciliano, but Del Falco took it out of bounds with her.
Siciliano's quite the story, Dean. Hurt early in her career, and she's really played well in her senior year. I think this kid could really make a difference for her.
Canisius College in the city of Buffalo, one of 28 Jesuit universities across the nation, offering more than 70 undergraduate and graduate programs in the liberal arts, business, and education. Canisius prepares graduates to become leaders in their professions and in their communities. Personal attention, internships, service learning, and co-curricular activities provide opportunities to expand leadership skills and launch successful careers and lives. Canisius College, where leaders are made.
Early going. St. Peter's and Iona 5-5 in our first quarterfinal game of the day as you appear up there at the ceilings. Raindrops falling from the heavens. Started when we got to the building about at least 2 hours ago. There you see some major drops coming down, and they have been out here, the personnel of the arena at Harbor Yard, trying to clean up. And it's something they'll have to be on top of throughout the day. Kennedy with it. Morris joins her with Siciliano. Recchi in there now, and Birch. The pull up by Morris, and nothing but nylon on a 2-pointer. So Natasha Morris shooting 34% overall in the season. She had a double-double early in the year against Holy Cross when she had 15 and 10.
Yeah, she's good. She's a really nice-looking young player. She, for her size team, she's able to get to the boards in 4 minutes play. She's ripped down 3 rebounds. Has picked up a foul, but has done a very nice job against Hedden.
Horvath brings it up. Where's number 10? Number 1 in the MAAC in assist to turnover ratio, nearly 3-1. That's she with the basketball with a little hoist. And she fell down and she's hurt. Now she slipped on the surface and they go the other way.
Well, the official will not make the call with a player down if it affects the offense of the other team. They'll call it when Iona gets the ball. A lot of coaches don't understand that, but they won't give the advantage to a team when they have the basketball. Horvath looked like she really slipped on that one and was down for the count.
There's Tony Pizzella, the trainer, and she went down face first, right at about three-quarter court. And Horvath is a tough cookie, and I gotta believe she'll be back in a couple minutes' time.
Oh, she eats nails for breakfast.
Yeah.
This girl is coming back. You know that. She's not stepping. She'll take a minute on the bench, and then she'll get herself together. But she's upset because she believes that she slipped with that little droplet, and that's a tough one.
There you see her going down.
And that was just, her foot left, Dean. It wasn't anything but the court surface that took her down.
She didn't make a sudden movement.
No movement at all. No pivot. No change of direction.
So she's replaced now by number 11, Joanne Smith, who started some games this year out of Manasquan, New Jersey, wearing number 11. That's Hedden. Look for her to have a good tournament. Named second team all-conference earlier this week. Del Falco for the three. And the weak side rebound to Hedden. They'll regroup it. 7-5, St. Peter's leads it. Iona trying to tie it or go ahead. Recchi with a near tie-up. 19 on the shot clock. Coming up later today, we'll have Loyola Canisius, Marist Manhattan, and Fairfield Siena. First of 4 on a Friday here in early March. And a hold is called. Their inbound situation for the Gales. As Weber was taken out, put back in, Pettijohn goes back to the bench.
I think you'll see Weber subbed in for frequently. I think that her leg has bothered her all season long. She missed quite a few non-conference games, has been a force in the conference, but they need her on the court, and they'll do it strategically. They'll take her out for a few minutes, get her down, and get her back in again.
Well, Weber's having a good first half here for Iona off the dribble penetration. That one off the mark by Kennedy. Here's Del Falco to run out.
Weber has all of Iona's points.
And she might have some more, and she does.
Iona's got 9 and Weber's got 9, so you know what the game plan was.
That time Del Falco pushed the ball down the court, set up the offensive stick back for Weber. You're averaging 15 and a half, and as you mentioned, already has 9. Recchi had 21 in the win against Ryder yesterday. She puts it in.
She's very deceptive. She has some wonderful post moves inside, but she's got some quick feet.
All tied up at 9. Recchi's out of Latvia. Was captain of the Latvian 20 and under team this past summer. Weber on the mishandle now for Del Falco. Del Falco from East Brunswick, New Jersey. That's Anna McLean. Siciliano for the clear. She's out of Seven Hills, Ohio, wearing number 44 for the Bee-Hens. Kennedy on the elbow. That looked good from our vantage point.
And these two little guards, boy, they can wreak havoc on you on both ends of the court. These kids can shoot the ball, and they can defend.
She has no problems lighting up the three. 6th in the MAAC at 36% accuracy. MAAC third team all-conference member.
And this pace is really favoring St. Peter's. Iona not accustomed to playing, I don't believe, this high-paced back-and-forth game, and St. Peter's is better at it.
Offensive foul on Del Falco as Kennedy kept her feet. Got in the right stance and draws the charge. Here comes Horvath back now for Iona. Smith will check out.
You see here how she fell a moment ago. She takes a shot, comes back, and just slips on a spot in the floor that's been giving the arena some trouble in this rainstorm.
Could be a long day here at the arena. 6 games scheduled. You have 4 in the quarterfinals of the women's action, and later tonight on the MAAC Television Network, you got a couple play-in games in the men's division. Recchi out there with Kennedy. Rain has diminished, is what we're hearing from our truck personnel, so that is very good news. Precious is checked in wearing number 11. Kennedy. After this, it's Horvath. Horvath averaging 4.7 assists per game from Holbrook, New York. A 4-year player for Tony Bozzella. That one wide. Weber another putback attempt.
She's asking for the push, though.
Alina Ali, wearing number 22 in there for St. Peter's now. Kennedy tried to duck it up. Draws the foul. Pettijohn on the call. Martina Weber has had a stellar start to this first half with 11:26 remaining here in the first half. She has scored at will on the inside. Off the dribble penetration, some stick backs.
MAAC fans can win great prizes in the MAAC Pathmark Slam Dunk program at area Pathmark stores. Use your Pathmark Advantage card to buy select Capri Sun Base 10 packs or Capri Sun Roaring Waters. Select Kool-Aid Jammers 10 packs or select Nabisco Single Serve Tray packs. And you're entered to win a Pathmark gift card and round-trip travel on JetBlue Airways or a gift card from FYE. For information, visit your local Pathmark store or MAACsports.com.
450 years of Jesuit tradition are woven into a Fairfield University education, an education characterized by academic excellence and service to the community. Fairfield's success is fostered by a caring faculty that knows their students as individuals. Located just an hour from New York City, Fairfield University combines a park-like campus conducive to learning with the city's cultural and career advantages. Fairfield University, where education reflects the challenges and opportunities of a changing world.
Back here in Bridgeport is Stephanie DeWolf. Releases her team out of our media timeout. 12-9, her team leads. They've hit some outside shots. Iona's tried to go inside, but the problem for Iona, other than Weber, nobody else has scored. Weber's 4-6 from the field. The rest of the team 0 for 8.
Weber has all of Iona's points. So 9 minutes of play, she has 9 points and 3 rebounds. And St. Peter's is getting the better of Iona's guards. If you look at it, 0-8 from everyone else. Thank goodness you have the MAAC player of the year.
Yes. Just named that yesterday. Press conference out here at the arena. Kennedy makes 1 and 2. 13-9, St. Peter's biggest lead at 4. Maya Ricketts is checked in. First time here today, wearing number 3. That's she with the basketball. For the entry again to Weber. They like to set Weber up on that left block especially.
Well, St. Peter's is playing a little bit of a zone now, challenging the outside shots of the other Iona players.
Becky Precious out there. Along with Ali, dribbling the basketball on that baseline. And she dribbled it too much tight to the line and a turnover. That's the second one here today on St. Peter's. Take a look now at the season series. Back on January 11th, Iona won it 65-47. Weber had a good game with 13. Siciliano had 16. And then at Iona, kind of an upset. St. Peter's came into New Rochelle and beat Iona 52-47. Kennedy with the 16. Back to live action. Horvath hits one on the elbow.
She's the first player other than Weber who has scored for Iona today.
Horvath on the year, averaging 6 points a game. Milking the shot clock under 10. Recchi sets up from the corner. That's Lauma Recchi. She's only 28% outside the three-point sphere. And celebrating her 21st birthday today.
To be 21 again, Dave.
Can't remember. 16-11. Behan's lead it. Biggest lead at 5. Cutter there is Pettijohn. And Pettijohn had a strong second half of the year. She's a Nebraska kid.
She's a nice bookend to Weber because she's physical, she's strong, so she's very difficult to guard with Weber on the other blocks.
Recchi working on Weber. Surprised they didn't get the net.
The official actually just looked at the gentleman behind there and asked him to to take care of it.
Weber from the block this time on the right side. So Weber double digits already with 11. Siciliano, there the net gets untangled. Back and forth we go at the 9-minute mark. St. Peter's leads it 18-15.
And both teams are just running today. And I'll tell you, it looks like Iona is out of little wind here. You see it from high post to low post. Pettijohn is looking inside, and that's a nice little exchange for the two of them because Pettijohn's got some good size as well. Martina has the opportunity to set an all-time scoring record for herself, and she keeps it up at this pace. She has 14 points to start this ball game, so 14 points in 12 minutes of play is on fire.
Well, her season high is 23. Her career high is 28 last year against Siena. First team all-conference player last year, likewise this year, and then named the MAAC player of the year. Checking back in, Anna McLean from Freeport, New York. She's a shot blocker down there along the baseline. St. Peter's will bring it up. John Alberts a couple times this year. She's been in double figures in assists. She had a dozen against Niagara, maybe 10 against Holy Cross in the non-conference game. Recchi will push it. Anna McLean for the clear. She's a wide body in there. She'll take people out. That's she with the basketball.
There's a lot of pushing going on in the post by both teams.
And that one goes down. So Hedden gets her first bucket at the 8-18 bar. Hedden on the year averaging 10 points a game. And the ball gets stuck. And the foul called against Iona.
You see the runner by Hedden, and boy, she's going to her left with it and just lets it go and puts it back in her right hand. She's a very athletic, kind of a small forward, big guard kind of player, and as a junior, really complements this Iona team.
First foul on Hedden. Natasha Morris this year made 74% of her free throws. A good offensive player in high school, averaged 19 points a game. Made the MAAC all-rookie team this year. Got that scorer's mentality. She can create off her own dribble. You see her numbers.
And when she's playing alongside Kennedy and Burtz, then this is a tough little trio of three guards to defend.
So the Beehans lead once again by one, coming off the win yesterday against Ryder when they drilled the Bronx 74-53. First game out of the tournament here for the Gales. This year they went 18-11. Did not play a neutral site game. They were very good at home, only losing twice. Shot clock's to 4.
In that 3-2, Dean,
and Del Falco beat the shot clock. An injury, Siciliano twisted an ankle.
Well, Siciliano got hit. When DeFalco let the ball go, her knees went right into the lower part of Siciliano's chest. So if we can take a look at it a little bit later, we'll see that it was all knee and just hit her right in the middle of her chest. So
you're right, it wasn't an ankle. We'll take a look at it as Elise Siciliano. Her team now down by one. Being attended there by the trainer. Here's how it happened.
I know most of you just graduated high school last year, or maybe you've been working for a while, seen some things, done some things, but nothing has prepared you for what's going to happen now. We're going to set goals for each of you. Way up here, here, way up here. And then we're going to help you exceed them. Believe it. And when finished, you're going to have not just a degree, you'll be a different person. A better person. Welcome to Iona.
Aspire, achieve. Iona. Call Iona College at 1-800-231-IONA.
I know most of you just graduated high school last year, or maybe you've been working for a while, seen some things, done some things, but nothing has prepared you for what's going to happen now. We're going to set goals for each of you. Way up here, here, way up here, and then we're going to help you exceed them. Believe it. And when finished, you're going to have not just a degree, You'll be a different person, a better person. Welcome to Iona.
Aspire, achieve. Iona. Call Iona College at 1-800-231-IONA.
7:48 remaining here in the first half action. Iona leads at 21-20.
And you'll see that in this sort of second 5 minutes of this half, you'll see what St. Peter's is adjusted to. They've gone and started to play a 3-2 zone that's really strong up top, but the ball gets to the baseline. All St. Peter's needs to do is take one more step towards the baseline to shut it off. Worked the first time, and they're a little late getting to that spot, and Siciliano ended up taking it right in the stomach there on the let go of Falco.
21-20. Gales lead it. St. Peter's on the attack. Shatira Miller wearing number 25 out there for St. Peter's. Joined by Morris and Kennedy as well as Burtz and Recchi. Recchi leads them in scoring with 7 points. Field goals, 7 of 18 for St. Peter's. And a 3-point number keeping St. Peter's in this one. And points in the paint. Keep continuing to go inside to Bieber. She's got 13 of the 14 inside the box.
Well, that's been the game plan. We mentioned early on if they had to score on the inside, then Weber is able to get out for a couple of minutes, Dean, get a break, and come back in again. Creates problems for St. Peter's because they're not that big on the inside, and Weber really has a 4-inch advantage on any player that is wearing blue today.
I mentioned at the top about how big this team is of Iona. They bring in Jessica Anger. She's 6'3", bringing her off the bench, and she's a very aggressive player. There she is, wearing number 42. You got Pettijohn and then Weber. And Weber off the cut through the heavy foul. Every time she goes down, Tony Pizzella has to take a collective breath.
Well, you know, she plays with reckless abandon, so she's on the ground a lot. You see she makes that circle cut, just takes it right to it, throws her body right at another player and hopes that they don't have position.
There's Tony Pizzella. Used to make a living at LIU and then came over to Iona in his 5th year. After a couple winning seasons in succession. That's good to see back. Siciliano, who was injured earlier, took a kick to the stomach off a drive from Iona by Del Falco.
And Siciliano can really make a difference in this ball game. With Weber guarding her, however, she's really thrown her shooting off. I mean, she's got 6 inches on her, and she just she can't find her touch with it.
Full possession lead now for the Gales with nearly 6.5 left here in the first half. Burtz out there with Morris. And with Kennedy in that backcourt. 3-guard tandem in the drive by Burtz.
And that was all Burtz. And she just made it happen.
Jonelle Burtz averaging 8.6 points a game. 3rd-team All-MAAC player. Joanne Smith gave it up for Anger. She was on the line when she shot it. Came to Recchi. Down goes Weber again. As well as Burtz. St. Peter's can get underneath your feet, especially those guards, Burtz and Kennedy.
Well, they're little nets.
Yeah.
You can't bring the ball down because if you do, it disappears.
Kennedy off the dribble. Recchi the last to touch it.
Kennedy's quick off that dribble, boy. She can go from horizontal to vertical in less than a millisecond, and that's a tough player to defend.
We've been impressed with her outside shooting as well as she leads the team in steals and 6th in the back with 48. Horvath out there to run it at the point. Double high post with Anger and Weber, joined by Del Falco and Joanne Smith. This is Anger for the turn inside. Good job that time, turning her shoulder one way, coming back the other. Jonelle Burtz, an 18-point game this year against Providence. That one rimmed out for Del Falco. Del Falco likes to move the ball, and Weber filled and fell out. She can't believe it.
That was one of the easy ones, and she's been making all the tough ones.
I'm impressed the way Del Falco moves the ball down the court, sets up people. Under 5 minutes left here in the first half. Kennedy on the year, averaging just under 14 a game, leads the squad. Shadowed on D there by Horvath. Recchi. And an offensive foul. They say Weber got there in time.
That was a nice move on Weber's part, and she's doing it all today. I've not seen her play as enthusiastically all year round. You see her set up here. And Weber's got position. You know, she's got position the whole way. She stands up straight and takes the hit.
Got a short timeout taken here from the Peahan bench, down by 3. Second foul called on Recchi. Team foul situation. Peahans have 6, and the Gales have 4. MAAC basketball fans, you can win great prizes in the MAAC Pathmark Slam Dunk program at your local Pathmark store now through March 9th when you use your Pathmark Advantage card to buy select flavors of Capri Sun-based 10-packs or Capri Sun Roaring Waters. That's my favorite. Select Kool-Aid Jammers 10-packs or select Nabisco single-serve tray packs. You're entered to win a Pathmark gift card and a round-trip ticket to JetBlue Airways or a great gift card from FYE. For more information, visit your local Pathmark store or log on to www.macsports.com. Dean Darling and Cecilia DeMarco, first of 4 calls today here in the quarterfinal action of the 2007 Bank of America MAAC Women's Tournament. Thank you for joining us so early in the morning.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, the officiating, they've let these teams play, and that has been to the advantage of Iona, because Iona is a much more physical team, and St. Peter's is a finesse team. So they need the calls, and the officials are just not going to make calls either way that are little gimme calls.
Making them work the shot clock on this possession. Weber, Siciliano is just trying to hang on, and Weber tracks it down again. Big first half for Martina Weber with 15 points. Long kick for Hedden. Hedden is probably the best off the dribble for the Gales, but too much on that one to walk.
Well, so much is made of Martina that you forget that she has some athletes around her, Hedden being one of them. You know, she travels here, but she's a great athlete, and you know, next year is her year as a senior to step up and fill some of the holes that will be left when the seniors disappear.
You're right. They're going to lose the likes of Horvath and Weber, Pettit-John, Anger. So Borzello will have to restock. Good place to start is with Hedden. Galmina has checked in wearing number 1. And a walk called on Siciliano. And that's just dribbling into that teeth of that tough pressure dig. 25-22. Iona leads it. 3:40 left. Half one.
At St. Peter's College, success is a team effort. St. Peter's College, education one student at a time.
Back here in Bridgeport, we've had some heavy rains overnight through the morning here in Bridgeport. Still some drifts coming down onto the shiny hardwood surface here at the arena at Harbor Yard, but the attendants have done a good job trying to deal with it. We did see slippage on the part of Tony Horvath. She took a spill, but was okay after a brief instance on the bench. Back underway. Points in the paint. What a difference in this one. Iona just owning the paint 14-4, and Weber's got 10 of their 14. Well, you can add to that.
And already she has 17 points in the game. The rest of the team has a total of 10 with 5 players having 2 points apiece. But she's playing possessed. And I do think that the motivating factor is not just that she was named MAAC Player of the Year, but that this Iona team wants a championship.
Yes. Siciliano again felt the presence of Weber and tried to counteract that, and she walks.
Iona continues to use this little high-low exchange, knowing that they have a height advantage. And St. Peter's hasn't elected to triple team or double team her, so it's a giveaway.
He ends up turned it over now. Seal 5 times here in the first half. Pettit-John out there with Hedden and Weber, Del Falco, and Joanne Smith. Iona has its biggest lead in the ballgame presently at 5. St. Peter's led earlier in the half by 5. They're down to 2 on the shot clock. Pettit-John off the rejection there by Siciliano. Didn't get it up in time in any event. And it's St. Peter's ball. St. Peter's came into this game. They really didn't finish the regular season the way you want to. They had lost their last 3 in a row, 6 of their last 7. But then yesterday, they got that win against Ryder. Gave them a little bit of confidence.
Well, they're the kind of team that when they're good, they're very good. And when they're bad, they're the girl with the curl. They're bad. So I think that, they've got the capabilities, and they certainly have a good group of returning players. But you'd like to see them make a move this season. Maybe it'll happen today.
Iona's played some good defense, forcing Kennedy to go outside. He'll track it down off the miss. Here's Kennedy. He will put it right back. Del Falco to lead out. Going up against Douse and draws the foul.
Well, it's a game of adjustments. If you look in basketball, you see here an easy high-low. Now they're denying a little bit better in the entry pass. You see her step out, but Weber is just going after everything today. And I do think that she's ready for a double team. And if she does get double teamed, she seems to be able to find people with her passing skills. As long as she doesn't put it down, Dean, then she's pretty safe in the paint.
Almeida is taken out. Douse picked up her second personal foul. First miss at the free throw line this morning. As Del Falco hits the second one. 1:45 now left in the first half. Iona has extended to a 6-point lead. Douse picking off the pass here by Siciliano. Kennedy got bumped a little bit. Now she's tied up, and Horvath will take it away. Kennedy took a shot to the facial area. Coming up here at halftime, we've got our MAAC news and notes. We'll tell you about the Women's Player of the Year in the MAAC. We're going to feature on that. We'll have some highlights and stats from the first half of this Iona St. Peter's game.
Well, it's been a long 6 minutes for this St. Peter's team. Since the 7:30 mark, Iona's been on a 7-2 run. That's made the difference. Weber has a career high 10 field goals, and today she's already made 6. The last field goal that St. Peter's has made was at the 6:22 mark in the ballgame. Siciliano over top Weber. And that time she got turned. She hasn't been able to get turned to the baseline against Weber. And it's 28-24 Iona. And Horvath is going to take some air out of the ball, it appears. Zone presence there by the Peahens. Work that inside-outside game, and Weber has been making a living on the inside. Went long ball that time. She's got a nice touch, but Maris forced her out there all of the game a week ago, and was successful doing it. Here's Morris with a line drive jumper. Pettijohn for the clear. Final 40 seconds of the first half. Iona came in winning 4 of their last 5. The only blemish was the game you were talking about. They lost at home by 7 to Maris. Short by Pettijohn. And remember when we asked Coach Georges at the end of the game about his strategy in the triple teaming of Weber, his response was, the first time we played her, she had 25. So we knew we had to do something. We couldn't leave her alone in the post. And I think most teams, when you play her one-on-one, boy, do you pay the price. Here's Burtz looking for the kick. To Morris, 4 on a shot clock. St. Peter's in some problem area. And the air ball, and that won't do it. So St. Peter's deliberate while they came down the court. Burtz was talking with Coach DeWolf, and I think they ran themselves out of time, fumbling the ball in the corner. What a first half by the MAAC Player of the Year, Martina Weber, 17 points. It's half of her shots, and also was active on the glass with 5 boards. At the break, it's Iona 28, St. Peter's 24. We'll be back after this.
MAAC fans can win great prizes in the MAAC Pathmark Slam Dunk program at area Pathmark stores. Use your Pathmark Advantage card to buy select Capri Sun Base 10 packs or Capri Sun Roaring Waters. Select Kool-Aid Jammers 10 packs or select Nabisco single serve tray packs. And you're entered to win a Pathmark gift card and round trip travel on JetBlue Airways or a gift card from FYE. For information, visit your local Pathmark store or MAACsports.com.
This game is brought to you by Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. By FYE for your entertainment, music, movies, games, and more. And by Sirius Satellite Radio. Ride the big dog. We're ready to go in the second half. Martina Weber with the big first half to lead her team with 17 points. It is Horvath out there with Hedden, with Pettijohn and Del Falco. Left out of bounds. Gales will keep it. Gales overall this year winning 18 games. Take a look at the first half stats brought to you by FYE for your entertainment, music, movies, games, and more. 33% shooting for the Behance and Iona with 41%. Iona did not knock down a three ball, but they did win the battle inside. So Weber now with 19 scoring on the Gales' first possession of the second half. Kennedy for the save. Recchi led him with 7 points in that first half, draws the foul.
You know, it's all starting with Weber. They want the ball inside. They're going high-low, and she's finishing off. And strategy early on, you mentioned it. We talked with Coach Pizzello this morning. It was get the ball inside. And, boy, have they done that today.
And Recchi makes that one. Recchi on the year making 69%. Got a double-double earlier this year against Ryder with 20 and 11. And yesterday in the opening round game when they beat Ryder, she had 21 points to lead her team. Iona's biggest lead in the first half was at 6. St. Peter's was at 5. Long range from Horvath. Weber tried to save. Kennedy to lead him out. And Natasha Morris. Morris in that first half had 4 points and 4 boards.
Iona's done a terrific job in transition defense. They're not giving any easy points away.
Recchi for the pull-up. She got Weber that time off her rhythm a little bit and hit it.
Well, she gave a little pump fake and then put the ball down to the right, and Weber was left standing up tall.
Recchi has hit 4 of 7 shots, 9 points to lead her squad. Weber got it back out to Pettijohn, and stepping in there, it's Kennedy. Morris on the left, she'll pull up, 16-footer, heading for the clear. Iona was picked to end up number first in the preseason coaches poll. They ended up number 2. Damaris, who won 24 games this year. This is Hedden. There's a ball reversing now for Horvath. That's a nice look to Pettijohn. And Weber. So Weber using her size at 6'5", and a timeout will come from the bench.
Well, Weber's just doing a nice job on the boards. You know, she's the biggest player on the court, and St. Peter's isn't doing a really good job of boxing her out. Well, it's been Recchi for St. Peter's, and it's her that's been keeping them close, and it's been Weber for Iona.
It's a college in the city, a college in the country.
It's big.
It's small.
It's modern.
Traditional. It's Frisbee on the quad. It's big-time basketball at the Garden.
It's the best of all worlds.
Manhattan College. A world-class faculty and student body on a beautiful, quiet campus, minutes from the center of everything.
So come be a part of it. Manhattan College.
The best of all worlds.
Iona with a 5-point lead early part of the second half. We played 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Cheerleaders here in attendance. Martina Weber has just a wonderful game. 17 in the first half, 4 here to start in the second half for the Gales. Recchi on the step out. And Bieber with a push from behind on Siciliano.
That's her second. She's been fortunate that the game has been called the way it has, because it's been very physical on the inside and the officials are letting them play.
St. Peter's has such a rich and proud tradition. They've won 9 MAAC postseason championships and 10 regular season titles. They've been on the downslide a little bit the last few years and trying to get back into the win column. And it would be really something if they could pull one off against Iona today and advance to the semis. It's Recchi. A pretty move. And they would be in big problems if they didn't have her.
Recchi has stepped up.
Horvath out there with Pettijohn, Bieber, Del Falco, and Hedden. Hedden's got a good look at a 3. Bieber got hip check there in between Recchi and Siciliano. That's a tough assignment for Siciliano.
Well, I think Siciliano has really gotten pushed around, and the physical play of Bieber just isn't to her liking, and she's really stepped down. I think she's kind of hidden on offense because of it. She's got to step up a little bit. They need her play.
Battle going on there in the low post area. Tipped away. Recchi comes away. There's Burks for the soft toss to Kennedy. Guard tandem has been quiet so far in the ball game, Kennedy and Burks.
I think that that Horvath and Hedden don't get their due defensively. I think they're tough guards, and they shut you down.
As Morris stepping up for a 2-pointer. So St. Peter's down at 1 point by 5, now leads by 1. Here's Hedden on the wing, right side. I just missed earlier from the left side. Del Falco for the save. And Bieber picking up the second personal foul of the day on Siciliano.
Well, you see what happens here. You know, it's been defense. Recchi gets her hand on the basketball, tips it away. And on the other end, again, it's Recchi over to Burks and Morris finishing off. So Ricky's making it happen on both ends, and she's really keeping St. Peter's close in this ball game. She's the reason that there's just a 1 point difference.
Bieber's numbers, look at that line. Nearly a double-double.
She's awfully close to that double-double and awfully close to her career high.
Jessica Smith checking in. First time today, wearing number 32. Bieber off the mark. And it is Burks to bring it up. There for the Beehens, all 5'4" of her. She was 6th in the MAAC in assists last year, and she was number 1 this year in assists, with a total of 164 in the regular season. On the block, Recchi again, block. Will be kept by the Beehens with 6 on the shot clock. 32-31 our score.
MAAC fans can win great prizes in the MAAC Pathmark Slam Dunk program at area Pathmark stores. Use your Pathmark Advantage card to buy select Capri Sun Base 10 packs or Capri Sun Roaring Waters. Select Kool-Aid Jammers 10 packs or select Nabisco single serve tray packs. And you're entered to win a Pathmark gift card and round trip travel on JetBlue Airways or a gift card from FYE. For information, visit your local Pathmark store or MAACsports.com.
Brilliant on your screen, the head coach of the men's Iona team here supporting the women's program. You find that in a lot of programs. They've had a tough year with his team. They went 2 up at 27. And here's today's men's bracket, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio with over 120 channels of commercial-free music, news, talk, and sports for the car, home, or anywhere. You go. Get Sirius today. Ride the big dog, and Willem's team will be in action at 10 o'clock tonight. So he's got a long day ahead of him. It's a total of 6 games planned for today, 4 in the women's quarterfinals, and then in the play-in round, the opening round for the men. They'll feature in the first game coming up, Canisius and St. Peter's, and then the second game, 10 o'clock, Ryder against Iona, all here on the MAAC Television Network. And Del Falco will clear it. Iona was on top of the pile when it ended last year, and then having the tough year this year, losing all those seniors, and most of them went to Europe to play professional ball. I think Jeff has handled it pretty well. I mean, Those are tough circumstances.
Well, you know, anytime you go from the top of the mountain to the valley, I think that, and he's kept his head about him, and knows he has a young team, and that team will take him to the top again, but, it's patience.
He lost a great scorer in Steve Burt Jr., who's over playing now in Europe with a guy that St. Peter's very familiar with, Kiki Clark, who was the MAAC Player of the Year just a year ago. Both playing in Greece, actually in the A division over there. Smith will wrap it down off the miss by the Bee-Hens. 32-31. Gales lead it by 1. Joanne Smith wears number 11. Jessica Smith wears number 32. They are not related for the Gales. Del Falco calls for Smith to set her up. And you got an offensive foul on the moving screen.
That's the second time they've called that moving screen. So the officials are aware of it on the help side.
Jackie Precious checks in now for St. Peter's, wearing number 11.
And she's a feisty little guard.
Yeah.
So again, this St. Peter's team opts to go with 3 guards, and they've been successful doing it today.
Mentioned their success during the MAAC days in postseason, winning the 9 championships. 36-16 their overall MAAC tournament record, 69% winning mark. Off the mark there by Siciliano.
Siciliano's just frustrated now on both ends of the court. She's getting pushed around on defense and offense. Nothing's falling for her.
She's just 2 of 6 from the field, 4 points to go along with 2 rebounds. She does have 3 assists. Beaver's been the top player in this ball game with 21 points. That's Horvath. This is Smith's exchange passes. Using the left hand, Joanne Smith. Quickly down in transition, it rolls away for Siciliano. And they've got Weber being way too aggressive on Recchi.
Well, I'll tell you, Recchi has just taken the brunt of the elbows today. That's her 3rd foul, and the officials let them play, and Weber gets more and more excited with it and uses a little bit too much force. So Recchi's got to be glad when Weber gets to the bench.
And the lady on your screen will be glad as well, Siciliano, because she's caught a few of those elbows. Burt's now with the double high post set up by Siciliano and Recchi. McLean matches up against Recchi, wearing number 50 for the Gales. 6.5 gone here in the second half. Full possession lead for Iona. And the penetration that time by Siciliano.
Now, Siciliano can take Smith to the basket pretty much at will from the high post. So, both Recchi and Weber have the 3 fouls in this half, but St. Peter's is not going to let Recchi sit on the bench. There's no way they can stay in the game and keep it close.
Jessica Smith picked up her 2nd personal as Siciliano, 4th best in the MAAC at the free throw line at 82%. Hits the first one. Exiting there is Jessica Smith out of Hudson, New Hampshire.
And another big body with Pettijohn coming in. So they just keep coming at you. They're a big, strong inside team, and they take advantage of it. Weber is not the only big player on Iona's squad.
This was Stephanie DeWolf, the 16th all-time leading scorer during her St. Peter's days. Scored over 1,000 career points and dished out 399 assists. And coming back to be the head coach after Mike Grinelli left, retired in September of 2004. I have to give credit to Siciliano. She is a battler, even though the shots might not be falling on the field goal attempts.
Well, she's not stopped playing, and the St. Peter's team hasn't. They've kept the game within 1 point for most of the second half. So with 13 minutes to go, there's plenty of basketball to be played.
And down there for Del Falco. Last touch by the Gales. So Weber goes out with her 3rd personal foul. We'll see if St. Peter's can attack on the inside.
And you see them fighting for the basketball. Just goes off Iona's fingertips.
Steal by Del Falco, and then the trip on Recchi.
The Burt's is going to get called for that. That was unintentional, but you need to call it because it would have been a change of possession. And that's her 3rd foul. So you see Siciliano trying to make something out of nothing, and It may get called on Reiki. If it does, that's her third foul. So both big players now playing with 3.
5 team fouls on Iona, 4 on the Peahens. Beautiful rejection by Morris. Now on the breakout. Horvath back defensively, and she steered it in.
Well, now you know a little bit of look at that. Why Morris is on that rookie team. What body control.
Morris with 8 points, knocking down 3 of 7 shots. An interior type of driver. Here's McLean to fill and miss it. Iona's had a couple easy shots fall out in this ball game.
So this is a hard-fought game. Both teams will feel it at the end of the day. They've banged in the post and they've run, and they'll be tired.
There's Recky trying to break down a defender. That's a 3-second violation. Pettijohn was not allowing her to go either way. St. Peter's down earlier in this half, has come back to take a 1-point lead with 11:52 left in the second half.
Every choice really does make a difference. In you. In how you see the world. In where you'll go and what you'll do. In the people you'll touch. In the lives you'll change. Including yours. Niagara University. Education that makes a difference.
Back here at Bridgeport, St. Peter's come back from a deficit to lead 35-34. Fans who want to find out where your favorite team sits in the MAAC standings, you can log on to MAACsports.com for scores, standings, and much more. And obviously at this time of year, you can follow along on the web. This entire tournament started yesterday, and it goes right through Sunday for the women and Monday for the men at MAACsports.com. As part of the MAAC Bus Brigade program, 1,000 students from the Bridgeport City School District were bussed in for this morning's games. And during halftime earlier, Fairfield's head coaches Diane Nolan of the women and Ed Cooley of the men spoke to the students. And man, you get a bus ride to a basketball game, no class on a Friday morning. Things are good.
Plus a goodie package that Diane was telling me they've been putting together. So they're having a great day.
Got a John Barry, the foul line jumper to put her team out front 36-35. St. Peter's has outscored Iona here to start the second half, 11-8. Elise Siciliano for the nice spin and in.
Siciliano playing better and St. Peter's playing better because of it.
Ironically enough, Siciliano comes from the same hometown as the MAAC Rookie of the Year, Rachel Fitz. That's a 3-ball by Horvath. They both hail from Seven Hills, Ohio. And Horvath with a much-needed 3. The jump ball is called. Farrell will keep it. As Weber's coming back in, playing with the 3 personal fouls. 21 points, 8 of 14 from the field and the 9 boards. But to get back to that 3 by Horvath, they were 0 of 7 prior to that. Kennedy. One more. Falco on the matchup. Jackie Precious got it up high and hit it.
It's Siciliano, really a smart move on that part. Knowing that Weber had picked her up, wasn't going to force it in and found somebody free on the outside.
4 of 10 now for the Beehens. This is 1 of 8 for the Gales outside 19-9. First game of the tournament for Iona. It's the second day in a row playing here for the Beehens and 1. As Pettijohn made the move inside.
There have been 11 lead changes in this ball game, and you see Siciliano catch Pettijohn on the wrist as she takes the shot, and it was a touch one, but it's still a call. Pettijohn makes a nice move going to her right.
And for Siciliano, that's her 3rd personal foul. So Weber's playing with 3, Recky with 3, and now Siciliano with 3. And the Beehounds will get the ball back. Violation called there. 10 minutes and 15 seconds left, second half. Gales lead it by 1. Recky had 7 in the first half. Played well for the Beehens. Delfalco really anticipates the passing alleys and really gets out there and deflects the ball.
And she's one of those kids that doesn't get a lot of press, but really is the glue that keeps the team together. She quietly goes about the job on the defense and really frustrates the offensive guards.
41-40, St. Peter's. Down now by 1. Head with the ball out there on the wing. Sets up with Pettijohn out front along with Horvath. Now they reverse it for Delfalco. This is Weber. Siciliano will wrap it down. She's really getting aggressive here in the second half on the glass.
Well, in the second half, Weber's not making the shots that she made in the first half. And, you know, she could be tiring, and the defensive strategy may have changed a little bit.
And directly on the baseline. They continue to pound it down to the baseline.
Well, I think that Weber, too, Dean, plays a little tentative when she picks up her third foul. And when you do that, then you're not going to make those shots and you're not going to make those defensive plays.
How did Delfalco get that one in?
And everybody's looking at the official after they take the shot.
Right.
Both teams like, okay, aren't you going to give me any call?
And Morris for the kiss off the glass.
I like
it's
this
NBA
Morris
style.
player, boy. I'll tell you, she can light it up.
To keep it Jack, St. Peter's back and forth with Iona. 44-43 now the P-Hens. Delfalco will launch. And Ricky lets it go out of bounds.
You know, this second half has been about a 1 or 2 point change in both ends. A couple of players have really stepped up. Ricky is just putting it up, and you see it on the other end with Morris with great body control, a nice little touch, and again, looking at the official asking for the call. So
Weber leaves again. She was out there for about maybe a 2-minute stint, playing with 3 personal fouls. Missed a couple inside shots. Replaced by Lauren Huber now, wearing number 34. And again, they continue to stay big on that front line. Huber is 6'2". We've seen Jessica Anger, who's 6'3", coming off the bench. Of course, 6'5" Weber. And Pettijohn, she's over 6 foot.
I'll tell you, I think that Weber, you can see her, you know, really struggling, getting her breathing under control. I think she started the game with such emotion that she's really, her tank is empty right now, and she could use 5 or 6 minutes to catch a break.
Well, that lady, Elise Siciliano's tank is full, especially here in the second half. And once again, St. Peter's has opened up a 3-point lead.
Siciliano has played well when Weber is on the bench because Weber did such a good job in the first half defensively.
Women's quarterfinal action from here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Dean Darling along with Cecilia DeMarco, Iona, and St. Peter's competing in our first of 4 games today on the MAAC Television Network. It's Kennedy for the drive. Picked up by the effervescent number 44, Elise Siciliano. Right now, St. Peter's is just getting to the balls quicker.
Well, you know, they're not big rebounders, but what they do is they go after everything low. You mentioned early that, you know, they get rebounds because they go after it after the fact. Siciliano is picking up a big 4th foul here.
And that was key because she has been the warrior inside. The offensive foul charged to Elise Siciliano.
Big challenge here. Does Coach DeWolf sit her down, or does she play it out? And this is a call that, you know, it's a charge here. There was Pettijohn, you know, and you look, Weber is still extending all kinds of energy, even if she's on the bench trying to catch a blow.
St. Peter's College, success is a team effort. St. Peter's College, education 1 student at a time.
We're back here at the Arena Harbor Yard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. First game of our quarterfinal action. St. Peter's leads Iona 46-43. Back in October, the coaches got together, came out with their own poll, and Iona was favored to win it all. Theirs was number 2, but then you have to go down a little bit to find St. Peter's. And here is St. Peter's given the preseason favorite quite the game today. This was at the end of the regular season on Sunday. Bears won it, winning 17-18 games. Iona ended up number 2, and St. Peter's has had to come up out of the play-in bracket, so to speak, to knock off Ryder and give Iona a heck of a game with 7 minutes and change left here in the second half.
And I do think that the reason that St. Peter's was picked low was because they were so young. You know, they really do have the majority of freshmen on their team, and they've lost a whole host of wonderful players last year with graduation. So it doesn't surprise me. I think the surprise is that how good these freshmen like Morris is and how big these juniors have stepped up.
There you see on our stat track. 6-0 St. Peter's on the fast breaks. That's their type of game. But they'll also play in a deliberate fashion. Kennedy misfires. Her team leads by 1. You talk about who they lost. Kalisha Lewis. She averaged 12 points and 7 rebounds. Tiffany Jones, Kristen Hood, and Tiana Vance, who was their best outside three-point shooter. The coaches looked at that and they said, well, we don't think the Beans are going to have a year.
And this is a nice club in the making. I know that they lose a couple, Siciliano being one of them, but what we're looking at now on the court is back, and they've got some great backcourt players.
And when you look at the Iona program, they welcome back 14 players this year, and that's obviously some of the reason they were picked number 1.
And this is still a 1-point ball game, so, you know, on paper you can say a lot of stuff and figure out a lot of stuff. Bottom line is what happens on game day.
Eden got it off with 3 on the shot clock. Burt's waiting for her comrades to catch up. She needs out, and she calls for the TO. Stephanie DeWolf is getting after somebody. Burt's got tied up there and needed some help, and nobody came to the ball.
I think she kind of gave her a little look to Kennedy because Kennedy got caught in a low block and didn't come back to her when she needed her help. And right now might be a time to put Siciliano back in the ball game because with 5:48 and the season over at the end of this game for whichever team, then Siciliano is needed back on the court.
MAAC fans get in the game. Play the MAAC Text to Win Trivia Challenge powered by Verizon Wireless. There you see the graphics. Just text the word MAAC, M-A-A-C, to 2244 from. For more info, visit MAACsports.com. Verizon Wireless Trivia Challenge. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the second half. 46-45. St. Peter's leads. Weaver has ended up scoring 23 in the ball game. That ties her season high. Her career high is 28 against Siena as a junior. Kennedy leaving it off for Recchi. And Kennedy will fill the lane. That's a heads-up move and good chemistry there.
Nice pass. Recchi did a nice job finding Kennedy in the give and go.
Pettijohn. All it hit was the nylon.
And Iona's rushing shots in this last 6 minutes of play. They haven't waited for Martina to get back into the low block. And nice little cut to the basket. Kennedy might be tiny, but boy, she has ups.
Yeah, she does. She's got 6, which is not her norm. Obviously, she can score in double digits most of the time. Team leading just under 14 a game.
But Horvath, she's got Horvath on her. She can't get a break with it.
Recchi with the put back there from Bieber, who is flirting with danger, playing with the 3 fouls. Horvath for the skip over to Hedden. Down the inside. Game down to Bieber, and she got clipped.
He does get called for the foul, and now we see Weber after having that little stay there, getting herself together and putting it up. She's a little frustrated because she can't make the hoop, wants a 3-point play.
Picking up the foul there was Bettigay Douse. Weber with 4 career-high blocks in this ball game. Wenger has come back in. Weber back to the free throw line. The Gales as a team this year shot 64.8%. That's 10th in the MAAC. but today they've done okay, knocking down 8 of 12.
And how much longer do you keep Siciliano on the bench now? With 4:52 left in the ball game, can Dow stop Martina and give the kind of offense Siciliano's been giving in the second half?
Stripped by Del Falco. Horvath to bring him out, but she's dogged on D there by Kennedy. Horvath with Anger, Del Falco, Weber, and heading out there on the wing. 48-47, Peahens lead it. Horvath hit the underside of the basket, but slapped out by a Peahen.
And Siciliano's back in the game now with 4:22. She has 4 fouls, so she's just got to play it out. She can't be hesitating because that wouldn't be in her best interest or the team's best interest.
We'll get a timeout with 4:22 remaining here. Siciliano with 10 points, 4 of 9 from the field. She had 4 first-half points and 4 boards to go along with the double digits in scoring.
And she's done it against Weber now, and Weber has been the player that's really stopped her. So we'll see if she matches up in the second half.
Let's take a look at today's MAAC Women's Brackets, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio with over 120 channels of commercial-free music, news, talk, and sports. For the car, home, or anywhere you go, get Sirius today. Ride the big dog. Earlier, Manhattan besting Niagara 57-53 yesterday in the play-in game. And St. Peter's getting by Ryder 74-53. Later action coming up after this game, the number 3 seed Loyola facing off against the number 6 seed Canisius. And there you see Fairfield, Siena, and Marist and Manhattan. This copyrighted telecast of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the MAAC.
It's a nice out-of-bounds play. It was a very well executed out-of-bounds play.
So Weber had 17 in the first half. She's got 8 here in the second half, and she's dialing in on a new career high. 28 is that number. And Morris on a 3-ball. Natasha Morris shooting only 29% during the regular season on threes.
I just think freshmen just don't know they're in tournaments.
Anger hits a running 3. Well, she knows she's a senior out of Baltimore, Maryland. So back and forth we go. 1-point lead now for the Gales. You said to me off air, this could be our best game of the day, and so far it's living up to its billing.
Well, I just think that these two teams are, just so unpredictable. And St. Peter's, we've got the last 3 minutes of perhaps the best MAAC basketball that we'll see. This is a great finish, just a terrific finish to the game.
This is Siena, a college that builds competence and character, where you're part of a team, a place of academic rigor that builds leaders, offering opportunity and values that prepare you for change, leadership, and life. The tradition, the community of Siena, educating for success, one student at a time.
This game is brought to you by Pepsi. More happy. By I Love New York. What a great vacation. ILoveNY.com. By Pontiac, the official performance machines of the MAAC. And by Anaconda Sports and The Rock, the official basketball of the MAAC. And welcome back to the 2007 Bank of America MAAC Women's Basketball Championship Tournament here in Bridgeport as we come to you from the arena at Harbor Yard. First of 4 games today. Immediately following this game, we'll have Canisius and Loyola, the number 3 and 6 seeded teams. This one a close one, 52-51, 18 lead changes. That's the testament right there.
Well, in going down the stretch, you have to give Iona the edge because they have experience in the backcourt. We'll see if the St. Peter's Club, which is young in the backcourt, can eliminate mistakes. And it's all about mistakes here in the last few seconds.
Del Falco drains their third 3 here in the ballgame.
You got Del Falco. She steps up. She's been here before. Those are the kinds of things that returning players will do.
Going down heavily is Kennedy. She's okay.
You'll see Horvath finding Del Falco. Del Falco, NBA 3, knocks it in.
Horvath on the year, making 31% of her shots. Going to get, it appears, a timeout.
But it is, I believe it's Iona's ball. And I'll tell you what, we've seen 2 mistakes by St. Peter's in the stretch of the offense. And with 2:51, mistakes are going to make the difference. You can't give the ball to a team like Iona that often and not expect to pay.
Well, they missed their first 7 3-balls. Since that time now, they've hit 3 of their last 6. There's the timeout situation.
You know, we said early on that if Iona would be successful, it would be on the shoulders of Weber. And she has stepped up about as big as she could possibly step up. The defense hasn't been able to answer the high-low. She's gotten rebounds. She's gone up strong. And when she's gotten to the foul line, Dean, she's made good on it.
And a stellar ball game for Martina Weber, the MAAC Player of the Year. Points in the paint, dominated by the Gales, and that's been since the start of the ball game.
And she's responsible for 20+ of those points. So it has been Weber from start to finish.
27 points in total for Weber, and she's done a good job at the free throw line, making 7 of 9. Slapped out there. Gales will get another try to inbound as John Alberts sets up on the defensive side.
And Burt's is tough on the D. She doesn't let you get the pass in.
Del Falco out there with Hedden, Horvath, with Pettijohn, and Weber.
That's a big stop for St. Peter's.
There's the bang together at midcourt. We'll call it against Kennedy.
And that's a 1-on-1 situation now. And Del Falco will get to the foul line. And this is not what you want to do down the stretch. Put an experienced player. She thinks, you know, Kennedy thinks she deserved the first push off and then reached in on the second and didn't get the call.
Only the first foul called against Tania Kennedy. That's amazing.
With the way she goes after it, it surprises you. Del Falco is a 74% foul shooter, but misses there.
New opportunity here for the Peahens as we get close to 2.5 left in regulation. Slapped down by Weber.
And Weber's just getting down in transition. You know, we saw her hobble a little bit in the Maris game where she couldn't make transition. Today, she's running the court like a guard.
Well, you mentioned injury prone, had a couple operations on her Achilles tendon. She was on the bench earlier, plagued by 3 fouls. She had a very good first half with 17 points. She now has a double-double, 27 and 10. And once again, they score inside. Points in the paint, so big. And they're not just getting it from the big people.
Del Falco stepped up big.
There's Burtz calling the double-team foul.
Well, Del Falco's just going to the basket. Nobody helps down low. Burtz gets beat, and Del Falco makes good in it. Now, Del Falco, just a couple of seconds ago, was the player that hit the big 3 that put them up by 5 points. Now they're up by 6, and Burtz has got 2 at the line.
So a 5-0 run here by the Gales to move it out to a 6-point lead. And that one no good. St. Peter's, as a team, shoots 69%. They're right in the middle of the pack of the back.
I think their inexperience has showed in this last minute.
And 2 mighty misses there. But a big save by Recchi and company. Where Kennedy moving left. Siciliano was embraced there with Pettijohn and finally picked off by Hedden.
Boy, they just have to convert those bunnies. They had 2 great chances, and they did a terrific job on the boards and couldn't make anything happen.
Iona with a school record 18 wins this year, coming off a 17-win record last year when they went 17 and 12. Weber and Recchi get tied up.
Now, St. Peter's has not scored since 3:57 in the second half, and Weber really starting to have her way in paint. You know, she's going up, throws it up. She'll be in a 1-on-1 situation.
And that's 4 on Lauma Recchi. Weber on the first, gets rewarded with the bonus.
And unofficially, she has tied her season best at 28. And this could put her in the 29 category.
8 of 10 at the free throw line, besting her season high, originally set with 23 points. 7-point lead. Peahens need points. Pettijohn picked up there from behind on Siciliano.
And Siciliano picks up her 5th foul.
And Steele will head to the bench.
Burtz does a good job going down there. Makes a nice body move trying to get it up. And Siciliano just reaches in frustration and grabs hold of Pettijohn.
So we get about 20 seconds to put a new player in. Lauren Del Falco and company have hit some big shots in the ball game, but the keyest point for this
the biggest shot of the game was when she stepped out NBA, put it in, and there was just a handful of seconds on the clock. It went from 1 point to 4 points, and at 3:05, it made the difference. It gave them a 5-point lead. They could relax a little bit. St. Peter's has not shot and scored since the 4-minute mark. So you talk about experience. The experience of the Iona Gales really stepped up in the last 4 minutes of play.
Back to the free throw line are the Gales. They've only made 60% today. Well, you see the free throw numbers. Both teams shooting 60%. Pettijohn will get another one. Siciliano fouls out with the 10 points. 6th here in the second half. Bieber has had an all-around game, tying her career high with 28, tying her field goals made with 10, and a new career high in blocks with 4.
St. Peter's needs a small miracle right now. They need to hit a couple of threes. They've got to keep the basketball, and great move on Recker's part.
Pettijohn for the save, but how about the jacks on Kennedy to go up and get the ball?
I tell you, we mentioned it earlier. You know, she doesn't stand very tall, but she jumps up as high as you can.
So a chance with the clock turned off to score here for Tania Kennedy and company. One of our key players we featured at the top today, 59-52. St. Peter's has gone nearly 4 minutes without putting one down. Field goal. Falco trying to avoid the tie-up. Recchi comes in. Possession gives it back to the Gales. There's Stephanie DeWolf. Hoping her season doesn't come to an end. Behan started at 12 up and 17 down today. Went 7-11 in the back, tied for 7th for the regular season.
Iona has gone, and since the 3:57 mark, when St. Peter's has not scored, Iona has scored 10 points. So you've taken a 1-point ball game, and boy, what a difference the last 4 minutes have made to this Iona team.
Full court pressure. Aaron Smith back in there. And number 11, they get it to Horvath. Horvath very steady. Nearly a 3-to-1 ratio on assist to turns. Draws the foul. That will put St. Peter's over the limit. That's their 10th foul. Picked up there by John L. Burtz, and that's her second personal. There's Anthony Bozzella trying to advance his team to the semifinals. They held tomorrow. The first semifinal will go off at 9:30. The second will go off at 11:30. But stay with us, folks, because we still have 3 quarterfinal games coming your way here on the MAAC Television Network today. Here comes Bieber back into the lineup. Horvath normally shoots 76%, 4 straight years over 100 assists, and she took a mighty spill early part of the ball game, slipping on a wet surface, and she only went out for about a 2-minute period and came back in. There's Morris releasing for the long ball. And they wrap it down, and an automatic foul with 51.2 remaining.
And with 2 shots at the foul line, you know, Iona just needs to make one to put this game out of reach, because, you know, they're down, St. Peter's is down 8 points, needs a small miracle.
Well, Iona advanced last year to the semifinals and lost a 1-point decision to Maris, the eventual champion, 60-59. St. Peter's got ousted early last year by the number 10 seed Niagara. They won one yesterday. No field goals in the last 3 minutes and 9 seconds for Stephanie DeWolf's team. It was 52-51 with 3:28 remaining. Out of a timeout. Falco had hit a 3 on a right elbow. And since that time, Iona on the 10-0 run.
You know, the things that Iona did in the last 3 minutes of play have really shown me that they're ready to play in the big games. Because in the past, Dean, with 3 minutes left in a ball game, you weren't ever quite sure what would happen with Iona. Now you've got kids taking big shots and making them. Horvath, there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Falco puts it away. And she just steps up, and it's nothing but net, and that just turned the whole game. So, you know, experience, we talk about experience and what experience can do. That's what it does for you. It makes you believe you can make the shot.
The other impressive thing about Del Falco is just how involved she's been defensively in getting into the passing lanes. Is today's MAAC Women's Bracket brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Started yesterday, Manhattan besting Niagara 57-53. St. Peter's got here to play Iona by beating Minor by 21. And it appears that Iona will advance, and down below their bracket, they await the winner of our next game, Loyola and Canisius. Still to play today, Fairfield, Siena, Marist, and Manhattan.
So this next game coming up is again another toss-up. You know, you wouldn't think that a 2-7 seed like Iona and St. Peter's would be, but we called it early and said that this might be the best game. Martina Weber, absolutely Pepsi player of the game today. Career high, 28 points.
Down to 17 from the field, 8 of 11 from the free throw line, the 10 boards. Pepsi more happy. She is our Pepsi player of the game. If there's anything Anthony's going to be upset about at the end of this game is the free throw shooting here, especially down the stretch.
That's been woeful, because if you're going to be in tight ball games and teams are putting you to the line, you can't step away without a point. And St. Peter's just hasn't scored on the other end. They've had the basketball.
That one's short by Burtz. Buddy John for the rebound. As we approach 30 seconds left in this one. Horvath, a very steady point guard for this team. Comes from Holbrook, New York, and then the give-up foul by Recchi.
Recchi just wants to get to the bench. She's just so frustrated with what's going on right now. She played her heart out today and doesn't want to go home early.
Yeah, well, she's fouled out.
I think that's just a frustration foul. Coach had said no fouls, and Recchi saying, you know, get me out of here. You know, I just don't want to play anymore. We're not gonna win it. I want to go. But
well, she got herself out of there.
Yeah, she sure did. But you know what? She had a terrific game.
Yeah, 14 points on the board, 7 in each half.
And she's had a great season. And
she'll
she's
be back.
You know, she's back. So she can't let this frustration get to her. She has to look out there and know that if she looks out there now, these players are all back with her next year. So
that's who you feel for right there is Siciliano, because she played her heart out and she's a senior. This is her final game.
And you know, and she was hurt early on in her career, and everybody felt that had she been healthy, this would have been the kind of year that would go down in the record book.
So DeFalco back to the free throw line. Her team is just 12 of 23 at the free throw line. She's just 1 for 5. Make it 2 for 6. Laumarecki with the 14 points, fouls out of Latvia. Last year as a sophomore, she averaged 4 points. This year, she basically increased that by 2.5 times to 10 points a game, and the leading rebounder just under 6 a game.
And you know, in the second half of the season, she played all MAAC because she really put herself in situations where she was leading the team.
So Del Falco will exit, as you see. Obviously a disgruntled Elise Siciliano, and there goes Del Falco. Boy, she gave them a game today. Here's Kennedy inside. There is 17.7 left. Head pushing it ahead now for Smith. There's St. Peter's back off. It appears they will. And Iona has advanced to the semifinals of the 2007 Bank of America MAAC Women's Tournament, garnering a 9-point win, 63-54. But they were challenged here today. It was a 1-point game with 3.5 left, as you see Anthony Bozzella talking to the St. Peter's personnel as St. Peter's finishes up the year at 12 up and 18 down. And Iona has just moved ahead to 19 wins opposed to 11 defeats as they win it Again, 63-54. Martina Weber, what a game for her today. She ties her career high. 28 points. She had a double-double with the 10 boards as well. We take a look now at our updated MAAC women's brackets, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Well, you see there, Iona advancing. They'll await the winner of the 3-6 game immediately following this one, Loyola and Canisius. And then later on today in order, Marist Manhattan and Fairfield and Siena. Championship game goes off at 2 o'clock on Sunday right here on the MAAC television network. Final score here in Bridgeport, game 1, 63-54. Iona wins it.
MAAC fans can win great prizes in the MAAC Pathmark Slam Dunk program at area Pathmark stores. Use your Pathmark Advantage card to buy select Capri Sun Base 10 packs or Capri Sun Roaring Waters. Select Kool-Aid Jammers 10 packs or select Nabisco single serve tray packs. And you're entered to win a Pathmark gift card and round trip travel on JetBlue Airways or a gift card from FYE. For information, visit your local Pathmark store or MAACsports.com.